Loads of people are always contacting me saying, how do I deal with this situation here? I call it tucking in the roof. Okay, you've got to tuck it in. You've got to bring the insulation down and tuck it in just here to the next thermal element. Now this is a warm pitched roof. It could be a flat roof. You'd still have the rafters come right away across. Doesn't make any difference. You've still got to bring the thermal element of this wall up to meet the thermal element of the roof, which comes down. And there's all sorts of different ways you can do it. People say to me, you know, what can we put in there? You want to put in the best insulation you can, because thermally this is going to be extremely efficient. You want this to be efficient, and this is already efficient. So all the way up, you've got efficiency, you've got air tightness. The amount of people show me photographs and they say, why is my house so cold? And when I see and I look inside the roof and I look through, I can put my hand through, or I can see in their photographs, and I could put my hand through and I could touch the soffit board on the outside. They have a lovely warm roof right up here, but no one's bothered to join it up between here and here. I talk to them, I say, look, it's like going into and buying the best quilt that you can. You can buy a 14-tog quilt to go on top of your bed. You put it on top of your bed, you get in it, but you don't tuck it around the outside. If you don't tuck it around the outside, you're going to get cold. It's no good having 14 togs or a massive amount of insulation up here if you don't bring it down and seal it to the next element right the way round. And of course, one of the reasons it's not done is because this takes a lot of time. If you look at what's gone on just here, all of this foam costs money, doing all of this costs money. It also costs a lot of time to do it, but when it's done, it's fantastic. Now, you know, it might look messy at the moment, but what you've got to remember is that you've got to have plaster going up there. You've got plasterboard going all the way along here and down here. You're not going to see that. It doesn't matter what it looks like above this. It doesn't get seen. Here's another thing that I try and focus people's minds on, is that if you imagine that you've got a ceiling just here and this void is open inside there, but it's shut, you've got an open void inside, you can put your spotlights in here without a problem. In fact, theoretically, if this is done correctly all the way around here, why would you want a ceiling anyhow? You could set a smoke bomb off inside this room, and theoretically none of that smoke can get up and out of any of this. That's how well it needs to be sealed. And of course, again, let me focus your mind. If this wasn't here and we filled this room up with smoke, guess what? And there was no ceiling, guess what? The smoke would go up there and it would go through there and it would go over the fascia boards and the gutter boards on the outside where it's basically outside. The wind will blow it away. The wind will blow the smoke away. Where it can blow it away, it can blow back in. No wonder people in warm roofs have spotlights, and when I get there and I pull the spotlight out, I go in there and I can go, this is cold air up here. I can feel the air moving. So, you know, this is something that is all the time. It's one of the biggest things that I deal with on the internet. 10 years ago, I did a video. I'll put a link for it up here, or it'll be down below. And I pointed this out 10 years ago. And in that 10 years, I've done loads of roof inspections and loads of people. I mean, I've got photographs of people sending me, they're standing there and they're holding tissues underneath their light fittings and it's just blowing backward and forward. Totally inefficient. If we're going to get this insulation right on people's houses, attention to detail is what it's all about. Now let me just leave you with a load of photographs and different information which I'll talk over the top of, just showing you the kind of things that I see when I'm out there. This is the roof that I've just been showing you that I was standing inside. Look at the amount of foam that we've used to be able to do this and the amount of work. And yes, look how wide it is. We've really made sure that this one is well protected, but lots of mess. Look at the amount of foam that we've had to use on this. This is why it just doesn't get done. People are just not interested in doing this. So if you've got a roofing contractor in, you've really got to make sure that they're going to be doing this. This is why I call it tucking in the roof all the way around, making sure this has all been done. This is an interesting one. Let me just stop this here. So what we're doing here on this particular one is we're going to turn this old roof into a new warm roof using the existing felt as the air vapor control layer. So we've just stripped this off and we're going to backfill all this with offcuts of insulation all the way around. Therefore, we're tucking it in. This will be totally airtight at this particular point, so we can put the insulation over the top. This is one from years and years ago. Again, we're doing a warm roof over the top of this, and we're putting insulation. We're tucking it in. We're getting this ready so that when the insulation goes over the top, you've got the thermal performance going right the way up and right the way over the top. Now, this is a customer sent me this. Now, you would just hope that they're going to put insulation in between each one of these, because you've got the warm roof over the top. But I mean, looking at what's going on, there's no vapor barrier in this, nothing's been foamed, no joints in it whatsoever. So I doubt very, very much that this is going to be done properly. And you can just, I know in a few years' time I'm going to go there, and you'll take out a spotlight inside and you'll just feel, there's a wind, there's a draft just going right the way through it. This is an interesting one because this is a warm roof. We're just seeing the insulation just there. We're seeing two stills sticking out, and the fascia board was right away across the front of this one. Now look, you can look into the ceiling inside. So this has been here, this roof had been there for about 15 years and had leaked. No vapor barrier had been put on, and none of this had been filled. It hadn't been tucked down. So what benefit over the last 15 years did she actually get? Or the lady here, look, there's a nice offcut there. They've cut the fascia board off, and you're looking straight inside. That's a noggin there. You're looking straight inside. So theoretically, she really wasn't getting the benefit of her new warm roof at all on that particular one. Actually, I think I was walking past this one just having a look. But again, look at what's going on this one. So again, we would hope that they would be insulating between all of these, tucking it down. They haven't done it yet, but they've also got no vapor barrier and no edge around the outside. And looking at it, they don't look like they've even got a lower deck on underneath it. So I just can't really comment. I just hope that they're going to finish off that properly. This is a customer who sent me this. I talked him through different scenarios. He phoned me about this beforehand, and he said to me, how do I do this? And you can see he's done a lovely job. He's gone around and he's filled all his joists in just there. I say he's done a really good job of that. And this customer here from he was somewhere up north. He's gone around and he's put some insulation in between there, but internally, when we turn around and have a look at this, after talking to me, he's gone around and he's insulated it from the inside, and we just flip around and have a look at that now. So you can see again, he's done a lovely job of that. He's got that nice and tight. You'd like to see some foam around the edges of that. Anyhow, hopefully this helps anybody out there. This is what we call tucking in your roof, making sure that all elements, the warm roof above and the insulation between, comes down and meets the thermal element of the wall. Speak soon.